Welcome back, I'm James, this is Anchor Designs, let's get started. Well, today we're going to have something just a little bit different. I know very little about photography, cinematography, videography, is that a word? Who knows? But I want to get better, and I've been watching multiple things on YouTube and watching videos. I even bought one of those really expensive magazines from WH Smith. It was like Photography Monthly or something like that. I don't know what it is. But anyway, it was expensive. So I'm going really into this. And I'm a bit tight when it comes to, if it comes to a tools or it's a new Makita combi drill or a nice new jigsaw or something, pretty nice. It's not a problem. I'll spend the money. But it's always difficult on accessories for cameras. Camera accessories, I'll go mad for. I've bought lots of different filters to try and get the best sort of shots possible. The last sort of couple of videos that I've done have not been very great because, to be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing on the photography side of it. So I've been trying to, get better little hacks and things that are cheap as possible. One thing I have come across is I enjoy doing time lapses, especially if it's something interesting. So where I live, there's some nice scenery. It's pretty cool. And I want to have a really slow looking time lapse that moves. I think the more movements in a video that you have with more things going on and more things to look at, the more exciting the footage is. Okay, so this isn't my idea, this is someone else's idea. I thought of this idea after seeing a tripod which said it was a time-lapse tripod that only went one way, and it had that little picture of it, which looks like one of these, and I thought, that looks like a bloody egg timer. What a great idea. So then I Google it and think that I'm going to be become a millionaire overnight with, putting time-lapse things on here and branding it. And yeah, it's many people have done it before me. In fact, probably thousands. And the general sort of rule is that people go for these IKEA egg timers. I don't know if it's got one of those weird Swedish names, but I think they just call it an egg timer. So this is the general gist of it. It's one of these, it's stainless steel, and we're going to put on a GoPro mount. Now, for my camera, I'm using a DJI Osmo Action. It's very similar to a GoPro. It's similar to an action camera. This is an Apeman. And all we're effectively going to be doing is doing a few experiments with settings, putting this on the top here, and mounting on your camera like so, winding it up, letting it go, and it's going to just gradually turn while you're doing your time-lapse video. For me, I do love doing a time-lapse, and it's just going to give that a little bit of a better perspective and something a bit more interested. So this isn't going to be a long video, it's going to be a 5-10 minute video, if that, with some example footage. So I'm not going to be using anything complicated. I'm just going to glue this on the top here, maybe put some magnets on the base, maybe connect some way of putting a clamp on the side. But I just want that nice looking action shot, slow motion time-lapse footage. One egg timer, one glue stick, not glow stick.
You wanna buy some death sticks?
One lighter, and a bit of sandpaper. I don't know why I'm wearing gloves, but I've got gloves on, so I'm just going to take off this top sticker, like so. It's going to have probably a bit of residue on there, it doesn't really matter, we're not doing anything complicated here. Get a bit of sandpaper, rough it up a little bit, it's not going to look pretty. Certainly not going back in the missus's kitchen. Get a GoPro mount, you can either have one of these, or one of these, or another one of these, or that's a slightly different one. I'm going to go for this one because it's higher, I've got more gluing area, they're really cheap, and these are more handy to me than anything else. If you're a fellow DJI Osmo Action user, you have these sorts, which is their DJI version. These are really expensive, and I don't like using them, so I'm going to go for one of these. They're a bit more, you can get probably a little bit more of an angle on these if you so please. So I'm going to set it to 0, and I'm probably going to mainly do 30-minute timers, which is going to give you 180 degrees. which I think is going to be more interesting for my content. Some people like to do a 360, which I could do, but I'm a bit OCD, so I want mine to set at this point. So 30 is my start point, if you like. You can do it on 0 as well, doesn't really matter. We're going to glue that on there. I haven't got a glue gun, but I have got a lighter and a glue stick, not a glow stick. Okay, well, turns out I do actually have a glue gun. I had no idea. I buy a lot of stuff over the years. I never know what I've got to get. So I've keyed in the top. I'm going to key in the base now. Like so. Put loads on. Oh, it works. Oh, wow. There, that'll do. Okay, in this middle, OCD. And I think the camera should sit pretty nicely. I might do it that way, just for balancing. Pretty windy where I live. Okay guys, well that's not the best of test. The wind outside today is pretty horrific and this is what it's done to my hair. So yeah, not quite so good. But the footage of inside the workshop I thought looked really cool. Really impressed with that. I did do some modifications off camera, which was this. It's very wobbly on the top, just, you know, end of the day, this is a egg timer. So I had some 6mm plate that I had, and I punched a hole in the bottom of the stainless bottom half here, and to get that off from the timer itself, it comes with like a foam ring around the base. Take that off and you'll see 3 screws at the bottom. Take that off, get on the cap on the bottom, and I just punched a hole with a center punch through this where I wanted it. Drilled a hole in the middle of this plate, countersunk it, put in a bolt through the base of it. So now I've got something quite weighty. So if I'm inside, I can just plonk this down here and it's going to work nicely. And if I want to use it outside on a bit more of a calmer day than today, I've got something to clamp it to. As well as this on the top with the camera on it, if I'm using my bigger camera, there's quite a lot of weight on there. For how this is, so I want as little movement as possible and for it to be safe. And when you do that and you try and bolt it through, you can't put the screws in the bottom, so I just used a Jubilee clip on the top, or a hose clamp, or whatever you call it wherever you are in the world, to actually connect it and keep that as secure as possible. But apart from that, you know, this has cost me £6, £6 I already had this plate here. You can use wood, you can use washers, you know, whatever you want to do. And then my next idea was I have some of these neodymium magnets with a hole in, and I can drill and tap through those if I want to put it on the side, maybe of a boat or something, or on the base, just to keep it a bit more secured. But a little G clamp or a little crab clamp works absolutely fine. So if you like what you see and you are interested, please give me a like, give me a subscribe, and you'll see a lot more of this footage in upcoming videos. So nice and cheap, easy thing for a type maker. Cheers guys, see you next time.